The Joe Rogan Experience.
You're a funny guy, man, and you
you.
at least used to take a lot of shit. And I never understood it.
I don't either. I never have understood that. But it's mellowed out a little bit. It's kind of like, you've done it so long, you're kind of like, okay, you can go to the barbecue now, you're part of the club. But for years and years, I mean, from the very, very beginning, which is kind of funny, you being a comic, but I started in Florida. One thing everybody worried about was thievery. You don't want to steal. I stole his act, so I thought, not only did I do my thing just because I wanted to do props, but I thought, wow, no one's going to hate me because I'm not doing anyone's. I mean, I'm stealing Crime Watch signs and shit,
right.
and lugging them around the country. So, if anything, they would say, okay, he's not funny, or at least he's original, but he's not funny. But they would say, oh no, he's, everything. I would get shit for, like I was the shit. I was just filling the punchline.
You were a whipping boy.
Yeah.
You know what it's like? You're like it's like Nickelback. For whatever Nickelback takes so much shit, it's like someone decides that that's a good punchline. Whether it's Carrot Top
and I've seen
or
Nickelback, and they put on a pretty amazing show.
They've got some good songs,
and
man.
they do.
They're pop songs, yeah, but so fucking what? It's like they're not hurting anybody.
It was, so let's say I would do a show and we have a nice crowd. It was great, standing ovation. We get on the bus and we're driving to wherever next gig, and we're all watching, the TV, and then boom, there's a Carrot Top rip, and I'd be like, what the fuck? We just did a great show. We had a whole bunch of people laughing.
Yeah.
So this one guy is telling me, that whatever. I've always been a guy that's considered the source. I mean, I was always picked on as a kid, but when I'd come home, my mom would, what happened? I picked on me. Who was it? And it was this guy. Well, consider the source, right? So it's always been that with comedy too. Like when George Carlin said I was funny, that negated every asshole that said I sucked. I was like, George Carlin thought I was funny. So that
you
I
are
always
funny,
think,
man.
So
you have a good show.
Well, you kind of want. I think most humans want everyone to love them, right? I mean, so but as comics, we're even more sensitive. I want not only to have fans, but I want my peers to like me as well. So it's weird. And then people say, well, who gives a shit if you have fans that love you? Who cares about your peers? I'm like, well, you kind of want other comics to go, hey man, I dig your style,
No, for sure. That's the thing. If you're rejected by your peers, even if the rest of the world loves you, but comics hate you,
right?
It's horrible.
Yeah, it's been, like I said, I've done it so long. I guess they're finally like, fuck it, he can stay. I guess.
Well, I think first of all, you own the genre now. There used to be, like when I started in '88, there used to be prop comics.
Yeah.
You became so successful as a prop comic that you own the genre. Like, there's no prop comics anymore, man.
I know. I don't think anyone wants to be one. That's what I think. They're like, fuck that. I'm not going down that path. I'm going to take over all the abuse that I took. I'd tell them, don't do it. But when we had, though, like you said, though, Rip Taylor or Gallagher. And by the way, Gallagher was very much of an influence on me when I started doing comedy, and I would get I should just say so one day Gallagher meets me for lunch, and I hope Gallagher's listening. So he's up he's yelling at me and screaming at me in front of everybody, in front of the valet, and he says I stole his act, and I was like,
what?
Gallagher,
he meets you for lunch to yell at you?
Yeah, well, I think we've made up since. I think he came to the show and told me how to redo it, but I know he did. He's out there.
I've heard him on Stern.
Get rid of that.
He sounds fucking
get rid of
crazy.
That, and stop doing props. So. Yeah, so, but the thing that I thought was kind of funny, because in my defense of Gallagher, I used to always say, it's not the watermelon. He's a really brilliant comic. I mean, you go back and listen to his writing.
Yeah.
It was great, but all people knew was him jumping on a big couch and hitting a watermelon. But I would always say, no, that guy's a genius. And so then he meets me and he tells me, you know what, you stole my act, and you didn't steal you stole the stupid stuff. And I said, well, first I didn't steal anything. He says, hey, the stupid stuff. Why didn't you steal the smart stuff, the words, the stuff that's actually clever? Why would you steal? I said, but I didn't steal. It's my stupid stuff. I didn't.
What was he saying you stole?
My whole act. He said, just maybe the genre, I guess, because if you break down Gallagher prop stuff, it was always a pun. It was a shoehorn. It was like Rip Taylor, kind of like hey, it's a butterfly. It's butter with wings. And mine was like, no, it's a Crime Watch sign. It was more of an invention. Prop.
So he thought that by
Maybe.
you holding up two things and saying it's a this and a that,
Well,
that, like
but
he
see,
used to do that?
See, and I never did that. That's what was funny. My style of prop comedy is kind of an interesting. It's like an inventive. If you go back and find any prop,
No,
that I do,
I have
there's always
seen.
a twist to it. So
Yeah.
it's not just me holding up it's not a play word. Like the
Yeah.
WID, it's like hey,
the WID.
I got my tubes tied, and it shows tubes all together. So Morin's like trying to think what I would have, like I don't know, like a microphone for Mick Jagger that has an oxygen thing in it. So so it's something that's more into anyway. It's just a different. Same with
I get it.
when I did
it's jokey, but it's also
and when I did the Family Guy, they said they called. They said we got the thing all ready, and they sent me the script, and I was like. So the joke is, it's a seesaw, right? So I'm like, so its prop is a saw with glasses on it, right? And that's kind of not what I do, right? And so I was like, oh man, this is, I don't like this. If we change it to something that I do, and the guy, McFarlane says, dude, no, it's fucking great. And I said, I know, but it's seesaw. It's really stupid. And he says, I wrote it. I said, no, it's not that stupid then. I said, no, I just want to do, can I do one of my props? He said, well, two things wrong. We already have the animation done.
right.
And secondly, everyone loves it. And if you want to do it, we'll just get someone else to do the voice. It's fine. I said, no, I want to do it. If we can't, fuck it. So I did it, and I still to this day get people go, dude, seesaw. So they were right. And, I just was like, damn it, I want it to be a little more whatever.
I get it.
Yeah.
Well, also, you've got to be a little defensive after all the years of people shitting on you.
Yeah. True.